Sean Kinney with RCR Wireless News. We're here at the Texas Wireless Summit. I'm joined by Ray Butler of Commscope. Now, Ray, you gave a presentation today about how LTE TD networks are expanding and growing, and there's an important antenna aspect of the infrastructure there. Can you tell us a little bit about what you touched on in your presentation?
I'd be happy to, thank you. So we see now that in the world there are 40 TD-LTE networks that are commercial. So that's about 1 in 8 networks. And one of the things that can be done in a TD-LTE network is a beamforming antenna. So the wireless operators have a number of different tools in their toolkit as far as antennas. They have 65-degree multi-beam, multi-band antennas. We see those progressing to higher and higher port counts, higher and higher band counts, and that's all part of the evolution of antennas on the tower top. But a new trend is that as the number of TD networks grow, we're also seeing increased demand for beamforming antennas. And so this presentation talks about some of the trade-offs in designing LTE, TD beamforming antennas, where they're used, where they're most beneficial in the network.
So what are some of the constraints and some of the advantages associated with the TD antennas?
So the constraints are, again, that these antennas are used in TD networks, so unless a frequency band is designated as a TD band, typically we don't see these antennas deployed. Some of the strengths are that with beamforming, we're able to get better coverage on the cell edge. So that's advantageous for voice over LTE. It's a big help for the gaps in video streaming where the coverage is poor. And it helps optimize the carried interference of the signal and maximize throughput on the cell edge.
And you mentioned voice over LTE. VoLTE is a sort of shortened version of that. As that service expands and the demand for it increases, how do you project that the infrastructure will need to grow to keep up with it?
I think with VoLTE, there are several key factors, but it seems to be very sensitive to coverage. So I think antenna design and basically RF coverage design is going to be very, very critical going forward, even more than with some other data services because of the real-time nature of VoLTE.
Very good. And Ray, I appreciate you joining us, and you can check out Ray's presentation on the RCR Wireless News YouTube channel.
Thank you.